Wait, they're letting you link your medical history to an AI right now. That feels like a huge leap.
It certainly is. The real question isn't the tech, it's whether the privacy protocols can keep up with the promises.
Welcome back, I'm Bella.
And I'm Michael. This show's scripted and produced with AI, built by Taha Baba, pulling today's stories straight from blog.tahababa.com.
If you want these landing in your feed most days, go ahead and subscribe. Let's get into it. So, OpenAI just launched ChatGPT Health, letting people link everything from medical records to fitness apps for AI insights. That sounds like a massive leap for personal health management.
It certainly is an integration, but the immediate concern isn't the convenience, it's the data. Linking sensitive medical records to these platforms opens up huge privacy and security questions right out of the gate.
Exactly. It forces us to think about accuracy. If the AI is giving health advice based on linked data, how do we ensure that the insights are reliable and not dangerously wrong?
That brings us straight to the regulatory headache. How do you balance the incredible innovation of embedding AI into personal health care with the absolute necessity of patient safety and compliance?
It feels like the line between a helpful companion and a potential liability is becoming incredibly thin. The focus needs to be on setting strict boundaries for how this technology interacts with actual medical decisions. So we have this claim that Moonshot AI might have used distilled weights from Anthropic's Fable 5 to train their Kimi K3 model. That sounds like a major boundary crossing in the AI world.
It certainly is. The issue isn't just the technical training. It involves circumventing chip export controls and accessing U.S. models, which immediately shifts the conversation from engineering to geopolitics.
Exactly. It highlights how quickly model training and hardware access are becoming deeply politicized. Are you worried this leads to a fragmentation of the OpenAI ecosystem?
Potentially. If nations tighten controls, we might see a split between models trained under different regulatory regimes, making global collaboration much harder.
It makes you wonder if transparency will ever prevail, or if these technical maneuvers will simply continue regardless of the controls. It's a fascinating, if tense, dynamic. I was just reading about OpenAI launching GPT-Live's full-duplex voice control in the desktop app. It sounds like a massive leap beyond simple voice commands.
It certainly is. This isn't just voice-to-text anymore. The key is the background reasoning models handling tasks like coding and email management simultaneously across your screen context.
So it's less about asking a question and more about having a continuous, natural conversation where the AI is actually executing things for you. That really shifts the focus to productivity.
Exactly. It moves the AI from being a reactive tool to a proactive agent embedded in your workflow. It redefines what hands-free efficiency actually looks like for professionals.
I wonder if this is the inevitable endpoint for AI interfaces. How quickly do you think voice control will become the primary way we interact with complex professional tasks? I just read about OpenAI launching Presence, which sounds like a massive step for getting AI agents out of the demo phase and into actual production.
It is, and that addresses the massive operational gap. It's less about the raw model capability and more about creating the necessary safety and control layers for these agents to handle business-critical tasks reliably.
So it's essentially building the necessary infrastructure around the agent, like those permission simulations and human escalation rules, before deployment.
Exactly. It wraps the core reasoning models in a sandboxed environment, making the deployment process much safer for enterprises. It moves the focus from, can the AI do it, to, can we trust the AI to do it reliably?
That really shifts the conversation. It makes me wonder what criteria companies should prioritize when they decide to deploy these agents in their most important workflows.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Whether you prioritize latency, security, or policy adherence will determine the entire deployment strategy.
So Tesla is training Optimus by putting camera backpacks on workers at the factory. That sounds like a really hands-on way to gather data.
It certainly is a novel approach. They are essentially capturing real-world manipulation, which is far more complex than just feeding the robot simulated data.
I wonder if that real-world data is the key to making the robots actually capable of handling complex manufacturing tasks. It seems like the quality of the training data will be everything.
Exactly. If the data reflects the messy reality of assembly lines, the resulting robot will be much better suited for the actual environment than if it were purely simulated.
It makes you wonder how quickly they plan to move from this kind of factory training to deploying these humanoids in large-scale manufacturing environments.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I predict the pace will be dictated by how reliably they can translate that real-world assembly knowledge into flawless robotic actions.
You know, this latest story is fascinating. Black Forest Labs is taking their FLUX 3 model and applying it directly to factory robotics testing with Audi.
It really highlights the versatility of these models. It's moving AI out of purely creative spaces and into the realm of complex industrial precision, which is a significant step.
So it's not just about generating art anymore. It's about using that creative capacity to manage complex manufacturing processes. How does that change the perception of AI in industry?
It shifts the focus from AI as a creative tool to AI as a critical automation engine. The real magic here is the convergence of creativity and industrial efficiency.
That makes sense. It really makes you wonder how this kind of integration will transform manufacturing over the next few decades. It feels like a genuine shift toward next-generation automation. Wow, 1 billion users for Gemini Spark is a massive milestone. It sounds like Google is really pushing the boundaries of how accessible AI is becoming.
It certainly is. The real shift here isn't just the number, though. It's how this expansion creates those network effects, where more data feeds back into model improvement.
So that means the sheer scale of user interaction is going to make the AI ecosystem incredibly powerful, creating a kind of virtuous cycle.
Exactly. For businesses looking at integration, this democratization of AI at this scale changes the entire competitive landscape for digital services.
That's a huge thought. It really makes you wonder what the next wave of competition will look like once this level of AI access is normalized. I was reading about AMD launching their Helios AI rack scale system. It sounds like a really big move against NVIDIA.
It certainly is. They are trying to enter that massive infrastructure market, which is a huge challenge given NVIDIA's current dominance.
It makes sense that they're doing it to offer alternatives and break up that vendor lock-in for big companies.
Exactly. It's a necessary diversification, but I wonder how quickly this competition will translate into tangible pricing shifts for end users.
All right, folks, let's hit you with some rapid-fire AI updates before we wrap up.
Let's go. Neuralink's latest breakthrough shows paralyzed individuals using brain implants to control powered wheelchairs with their thoughts.
And OpenAI is making a bold $30 billion bet on its future with the investment in Project Camellia.
XAI is preparing to launch Grok 4.6, a 2 trillion parameter model expected to outperform previous models.
The Akio sourcing toolkit is revolutionizing global supply chain management by automating supplier discovery, negotiation, and order placement.
We also saw a critical security flaw in OpenAI Workspace. Agents demonstrated how a single tampered ChatGPT link could silently deploy rogue AI agents.
A groundbreaking study from Pakistan demonstrates how prompt training for a custom AI tool helped clear an additional 1848 court cases per year.
Google Cloud's revenue surged to $24.8 billion and 82% year-over-year, jump directly tied to enterprise demand for AI infrastructure and products.
AMD has taken a bold step into the AI infrastructure race with the unveiling of Helios, a rack-scale platform designed to power next-gen AI workloads.
Charity Digital is set to host the Conscious AI Summit 2026 on October 15, 2026, focusing on ethical AI use in charities.
Finally, in a recent interview, Elon Musk stated that AI could exceed human intelligence within 5 years, and that humans may lose control of the technology within a decade.
That's today's show, scripted and produced with AI by Tahababa.
You can read the full write-up anytime at blog.tehababa.com. And if you want these landing in your feed most days, hit subscribe.
See you next time.